Let's move to Kenya now, where citizens appear to be heaving a huge sigh of relief after the conclusion of the elections. But some of them are nervous as opposition leader Raila Odinga vows to continue protesting against the electoral body. He was live on local television saying he and his supporters will continue to assemble, protest and picket as often as they choose. Analysts say Mr. Odinga's calls for his supporters to take to the streets, unleashing chaos in cities such as Nairobi and Kisumu, is to the detriment of the already struggling economy. Mr. Odinga also took a stab at Kenya President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy President William Ruto, saying, quote, "We will not allow two megalomaniacs to destroy freedom and democracy," unquote. Any petition challenging the election result has to be filed within 7 days. In Tanzania, police authorities have arrested outspoken opposition leader and MP Zitto Kabwe for allegedly uttering seditious words during a recent by-election campaign in the main city, Dar es Salaam. Mr. Kabwe's lawyer confirmed his arrest, saying there were still no clear charges against him. The leader of the opposition Alliance for Change and Transparency is being questioned over the speech he gave on October the 29th. A rights group, Amnesty International, has condemned the decision of a military court in Cameroon to sentence an opposition leader to 25 years in prison. The leaders had been accused of hostility against the homeland and trying to instigate a revolution and contempt of the president. According to the rights group, the conviction was handed down despite no credible evidence presented in court. Mr. Paul Biya has been in power since 1982, and his critics accuse him of being an authoritarian. Several people have been killed and hundreds arrested in a crackdown on protests in English-speaking regions, where people are complaining of marginalization in the mainly French-speaking Cameroon. And now off to the coast of Zanzibar in the Tanzanian archipelago, where 10 Iranians and 2 nationals have been charged with smuggling 100 kilograms of heroin. Local media reports that the men smuggled the drugs in a traditional boat locally known as dhows, which are often seen sailing off the coast of Tanzania. The 12 men, aged between 21 and 40, attempted to change the boat's course but was stopped by a Navy ship. The head of the anti-drug agency, Roger Siyanga, explained that they now resorted to throwing the drugs overboard as they saw them approaching. The Navy says this is the largest quantity of drugs seized since Tanzania's new anti-drug agency was created in April. A shooting which led to a head-on collision in South Africa's Ladysmith town in the coastal province of KwaZulu-Natal has caused the death of 10 people. The police spokeswoman, Colonel Tembeka, says the shooting appears to be linked to a feud, or to have been linked to a feud between rival taxi groups. She adds that the deputy chairman of a taxi association was traveling with his bodyguards when 2 vehicles appeared from nowhere and then opened fire, killing all 5 occupants. The driver of one of the vehicles then lost control and collided with a taxi, killing another 5 people. The motive of the shooting is still unknown, but the police say investigations are ongoing.